I'm reminded a lot of my experiences playing games after watching this episode of Dungeon Girl. It reminds me of when I played World of Warcraft and Dark Souls, other RPGs I played throughout the years. This episode really reminds me a lot of that. And certain things of this episode really did. For one thing, that party parade, or as I would like to call it, or some would like to call it, it's where you aggro a bunch of enemies and you have like an aggro train behind you, and all of a sudden you lead it into a pack of people and you kill them while you're trying to run away. And that's kind of what this episode did. It's where a dude got in over his head, he called in too many people to fight at once, and then he has to fucking run because he doesn't want to die and lose his gold or whatever, life, you know. In this situation, you don't want to lose your life. And the dude runs away, and in the act of that, it causes the people you run through to get attacked by those monsters while you get away scot-free. And that's what really reminded me, because I remember those bastards used to do that all the time to me when I used to play World of Warcraft, when I'd be in like level 70 area and shit, and I'm having this bad memories, just bad fucking memories. It's terrible. So, thing is, okay, besides that, what really reminded me of Dark Souls was the essence of where Bell and his party were getting way over their head with these amount of enemies around them. For instance, they were going in deep into this dungeon. They went into the middle floors, and it actually has a different atmosphere about it compared to the earlier floors that we experienced throughout the series. But getting to see how they were going and venturing inside of this floor, they encountered too many enemies at once, and they kept swarming them one after another, and it kept wearing them down one by one until eventually they could not fight back. And that's kind of what this episode was, and it reminds me of how RPGs really are. Like when you're running low on, let's say, mana potions or health potions, you know, different materials, or, you know, your items are about to break and about to snap in your inventory. That's kind of what this episode reminded me of. When you get into those type of situations, you need to fucking run. You really need to run, because if you do, you're gonna lose a lot of shit. And in essence, since this isn't really a game to them, if they die, they die for good. It's pretty fucking bad. So it reminded me a lot of situations I've seen from other games. You have to make a decision to where, do you want to continue pressing on? Like, do you want to press on into the dungeon and try to go lower before you can get to a safe area? Or do you want to try to hold up and try to go back up by yourself? See, these type of situations do happen. Like, I've experienced that with Dark Souls. When I got into the Dark Souls 2 Poison Area, or Blight Town in Dark Souls 1, when you get to a certain point and you're going down the freaking buildings and stuff, and you're trying to get down deeper and darker into the pit, you're trying to look for a bonfire. I remember my first experience, I'm like, what the fuck, I'm about to fucking die. Like, you have nothing to heal yourself with, you're about to die, and you're trying to look for somewhere as a safe haven. And that's kind of what they were doing, so I like that. I just really like something that reminds me of my experiences through playing games. So anyways, getting a little bit more on topic, I got a little bit off topic. I guess it does relate, though, with the episode if you think about it, since, you know, it does remind me a lot of gaming. Anyways, Dungeon Girl of this episode adds in a situation for Bell and his party to where they need to run away. They need to get the fuck away because they're hurt. They're really badly hurt. So they decide to go down one other floor. And this floor supposedly is a safe zone. It has a safe zone to where monsters will not attack you. Even though they're down in the floor from what I can see at the moment, they still are not in a safe zone. They're still being attacked. So they need to figure out where the safe zone is and get the fuck out of there, or they're going to die. Which I highly doubt Bell's gonna die. He's the MC. So I really doubt he would die. I could see, like, Lily or Wilf actually die. I mean, if he died, yeah, I mean. Okay, so anyways. Thing is, in this episode, it introduces a floor boss. Like, we have this floor boss that's introduced called Goliath. And you had it to where Bell and everybody was kind of worried about this Goliath respawning, and they would need to beat it to go down to the next floor, but supposedly this boss is dead. I'm willing to place some money on it, that Goliath is going to respawn, or he's there. I'm willing to bet Goliath is there. And Bell is probably going to have to fight him while he's weakened, and which is probably going to jump Bell up the rankings and probably level him up to level 3. I'm willing to bet something like that is going to happen, because I was told a couple episodes back when the Minotaur fight with Bell, and he went just fucking destroying that Minotaur, I was told that we should expect one more epic fight. So I'm assuming that epic fight is going to be Goliath. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. And if it is, I'm looking forward to it. I wonder exactly what Goliath is really going to look like. I'm guessing Goliath is going to mirror the area that the floor is on. Like, probably going to be something very similar to the creatures that is on the floor that Belle and everybody is fighting. So, I guess a Cyclops. I'm assuming some form of Cyclops or Ogre or something. That's what I think of when I think of Goliath. So we'll have to see with that. Now, episode overall, though, you have it to where Hestia and then the other god is going into the dungeon to try to help out Belle and save him before his party gets killed. And that makes me wonder a couple things. We kind of find out gods are not really supposed to enter dungeons, which I kind of figured, but it's clarified in this episode that gods are not supposed to enter dungeons. And after that, it makes me wonder, since gods are not supposed to enter dungeons, can they use powers? Like, can the gods use powers in the dungeons? I'm very curious about that. See, that's a question I'm actually wondering. See, if Hestia, we do know she's a goddess. I wonder if she can use powers to, you know, fight inside the dungeon. I'm really curious about that. I really am. It's kind of obvious why gods wouldn't be able to enter the dungeon if you think about it, because they are OP. If they can use their powers, they could easily rank up adventurers like nothing, instantly, if they did sneak in. And it would kind of bend the rules and break the rules of the dungeon and being an adventurer if you had someone grind you up the levels, like, so easy, like that. So, yeah, that's my thoughts about this episode of Dungeon Girl. Very good episode. I liked it. It was a very good episode. Reminded me of my old days when I used to play a lot of games like RPGs and stuff all the fucking time. Still play a lot of RPGs, but I mean, not as much as I used to a couple of years back. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.